Welcome back. Brad, this segment in ITIL is service design. And we want to spend some time talking about all the different components or segments that make up service design. Inside service design, there's tons and tons of moving parts. So I'll start us off. My favorite part of ITIL is this next segment. It's called the 4 Ps. And we actually branded our company around these 4 Ps. The people, the processes, the products, and the partners. And I don't know anything that's important that's not covered in those 4 Ps, but you could go into gory detail about what each of those mean, but overall, in service design, you have to account for those 4 Ps.
Yeah, so just so you're right. I mean, so you take those 4 items, let's say, and you mix them into a pot, but how you use those things in conjunction with each other, that's really the magic of the design itself. So the first thing you want to define after you know those 4 Ps is basically your service catalog. And so we talked about, last couple segments about about what exactly is the core offering or the basic offering, and then what supplementals you have on top of that, what audibles you have as a sales organization. And that's really what you cover in the service catalog section is, what exactly is the offering going to be, and what options exist to add on there.
In the second segment in the design category is the SLA management. What promise am I making, and how do I keep this promise? You have a SLR, which is the service level requirement. You have the SLA, which is the promise I'm making to the customer. You have an operational level agreement, which is, hey, I need a collaborator. I need them to live up to this contract in order to deliver it. And there's a couple different SLA types accounted for in this design, which is important to our business. I mean, we have to look at not just the SLA to the customer, but corporate SLAs, service level SLAs. I mean, it's a big important section. So what's next?
Yeah, the next couple we've kind of always put into one as far as the design, and that's availability management and capacity management. So really what that does is it enables you to basically write down on paper, how do we make this thing readily available, or the most available for the customer and for ourselves. And then capacity is how exactly do we grow this thing, and what metrics do we put in place to know when we need to scale in resources or scale in people, whatever that happens to be. What's next?
Yeah, so the next is the risk assessment and the business impact analysis. I mean, every incident is not the same. When there's a problem on a printer, that's not the same as a server. So what is this offering, and what's the impact to the customer's business or the corporate SLA?
Yeah, the next segment in terms of service design is the information security management system. We cannot fool ourselves into thinking that this server, this resource we're providing isn't doing anything, right?
Yeah.
And so it will definitely have probably exposure to the wide area network. It will have either customer data or our data on this platform. And so we look at how do we protect that, and how do we understand attacks or things like that. How do we basically govern that the security piece of that offering?
Yeah. The next and last piece is the supplier management. Nobody can do anything themselves these days. I mean, you don't have a factory like Henry Ford that creates his own ore to make his own iron to make his car. I mean, you have to have supplier management, and under supplier management, there's cool things like underpinning contracts that strategically align this customer or this vendor to do what I need him to do to make him deliver on his promise. So,
yeah, and so so that kind of concludes this piece of ITIL. And so again, it's kind of important to understand that again, all these stages aren't just by themselves the only thing. They really do build on one another. So whatever your strategy happens to be in the middle there, really that kind of concludes our talk on the design of this offering.